It went down to the wire, and Seoul revealed just hours before GSOMIA was due to expire at midnight that it would postpone ending the pact on the condition that Tokyo lifts its trade restrictions. I'm talking about the military intelligence agreement between South Korea and Japan, brokered by the United States, that's been such a sore point for all sides in recent months. Seoul announced in August it would not be renewing the 3-year-old pact. We've covered that extensively in previous videos, but the basic reason was summed up by South Korean President Moon Jae-in this week when he said it was contradictory for Japan to ask to share military information when it couldn't trust South Korea in the security realm. Moon's comments referred to Tokyo's justification for imposing trade curbs on key tech materials earlier this year, which appear to target some of South Korea's most important production lines. It seemed to be more about Tokyo being upset with the South's Supreme Court for last year ordering Japanese firms to compensate Korean victims of forced labor. And while it will take time to repair the Japan relationship, the US situation is seen as far more urgent. Various pressing matters are tied up in the Seoul-Washington alliance. South Korea is having to wait to see whether the US can agree a denuclearization roadmap with North Korea. American troops and military hardware are also a key part of the South's security calculus for now. And these things have been threatened recently, not just by the GSOMIA standoff, but also a huge gap between Seoul and Washington on how much South Korea should be paying for the upkeep of US forces in this country. Negotiations broke down this week as the American side pulled out of a meeting in protest at Seoul's stance. South Korean Foreign Minister Kang Kyung-hwa said it was because of Seoul's strong logic. It's been widely reported that the US is demanding a 5-fold increase in South Korea's share, up to nearly $5 billion. Seoul already agreed to an 8.2% increase last year and to renew the deal every year instead of every 5, which effectively makes this a constant thorn in bilateral ties. We also recall that South Korea paid around $10 billion to expand Camp Humphreys so that American troops could move to what is the largest US overseas military base in the world and was the 3rd largest importer of US-made weapons from 2008 to 2017. Still, it was reported this week that the US might retaliate with a 4,000 troop reduction. That has since been denied by the Pentagon, and Washington officials have continued to speak positively about the need for a strong South Korea alliance. On the other hand, of its 2 main regional allies, the US has clearly taken Japan's side in its feud with the South, as Seoul-based Ambassador Harry Harris this week blamed South Korea for elevating its Japan dispute into the security realm, and that security realm affects us. Seoul is already seeking its own ways to reduce trade dependence on Japan. Will it also seek security and diplomatic independence from the US?